Okay, class. Today we're going to talk about computer viruses. And we're going to learn what a computer virus is, different types. We're going to learn about where they come from, the different functions of a computer virus. We're not going to delve into the programming aspect of it all. That's out of the scope of the Network Plus, MCP, or the MCDBA exams. And you guys won't really need to know any of that to pass these certs. What they will require you to know is fundamental knowledge on some of these computer viruses that we're going to be studying today. They're going to require you to know how to protect your network from them, identify the different types. And we all want to pass these Network Plus or the Microsoft exams, get in the field and start making the big bucks, right? That's why we're all here, right?
Right.
Cash, you want to get these under your belt. Well, in order to do such, we're going to have to learn a little bit about the computer virus. And that's the purpose of today's presentation. We won't get into the programming side of things because, again, that's out of the scope of this class and the MCP, MCDBA, or the Network Plus exams. Today, after class, you're going to be able to tell me what a virus is, how it functions, the different types, and we're going to be breaking up into groups a little bit later on. We're going to have an administrative group, we're going to have a technicians group, we're going to have a help desk group, and we're going to have a consulting group. So these are the four major roles in today's IT workplace. And since you folks are all going to be going in there to the IT field, you might as well get used to these roles, and each of you will be designated with a problem. Okay? Each of you will be designated with a problem. We're going to present here from the projector, and each group will have to find a solution to this virus in today's workplace. We're going to be protecting our networks from such. So it's going to be pretty fun. We're going to be breaking up different groups, and we're going to see how the technician would react to a virus situation, how the administrators would react to a virus situation. Because that's where you guys are all headed, in the IT field. So we not only want to educate you about computer viruses, we want to educate you folks on how to render and how to protect our PCs at work as well as home. Now, before we discuss what a computer virus is, let's talk about something we already know about. Software. Would someone tell me what software is? I'll take a hand. Nobody wants to tell me what software is? David.
Software is software that's given to the PC that gives the PC functions. Instructions.
It's instructions. Coded instructions from a certain programming language. Remember? Our PC needs this programming code in order to do things. Without this code, it won't work. It's not like a car. You can take out a spark plug and replace it with a new one. You take out a piece of hardware from the PC, you replace it with another piece of hardware, you need the software to go with it. This software runs our PC. Programming lines of code or instructions. Is anybody shaky or anybody gray on this area? Everybody understand this? So we all know what software is, right?
Right.
Good, good. Well, then we should have no problem understanding what a virus is. Because that's all it is. It's a piece of software. It's a piece of software that attaches itself to a principal program. Got a piece of software here, folks. Attaches itself to a principal program. The principal program opens up, so then does the virus, which is the virus's first function. It executes. Software has to run for it to be able to perform a task, right?
Right.
So, this is right. We all understand that? You have to run this software in order for it to perform a function. Well, this is the same true with this piece of software that's a virus. It attaches to the principal program. Principal program opens up, so then does the virus. This gives the virus a chance to perform its second function, replication. It replicates. Needs to spread itself. One virus isn't enough. In order for it to spread itself, it needs to reproduce. Replication. Those are the two functions of a virus. So we have this piece of software. Attaches to the innocent or principal program. Principal program opens up, so then does the piece of software. The virus. Then it spreads itself on down the network or deeper within your drive. So now that we understand what a computer virus is there any questions on how it works? Anybody shady? Anybody shaky on this? Let's examine the different types of computer viruses. The first type we're going to talk about is the boot sector virus. The boot sector virus attacks the MBR on our hard drive. The MBR stands for Master Boot Record. That's it, write this stuff down. Master Boot Record. The Master Boot Record is the main program or main piece of software which boots our PC. Our PC has to be booted, right? It has to be from a dormant state to an up and running state. It can't sit there dormant just like software. It has to run the performance function. The same holds true with our PCs. It needs to be booted. So, the boot sector virus attacks the MBR, which resides on sector 0 of our hard drives, leaving our PCs unbootable. PC can't boot. There's no way for it to get to the OS. What's the OS? Anybody know what the OS is, guys? Operating system. Very good. Operating system. No OS. User can't interact with the OS to interact with the computer. Remember, the operating system is an interface between the user and the computer. Computer can't boot, no operating system. User can't use the computer. It's useless. So this is the function of the boot sector virus. The second virus we're going to talk about today. Everybody ready? The second virus we're going to talk about today is the Trojan horse virus. Trojan horse virus disguises itself as something it's not. It's in disguise. It disguises itself as something it's not. You might get a program that says fun game, click on it to play it, and it just destroys your hard drive. Because these viruses can be nasty, folks, and we want to protect these PCs at home and as well at work from these viruses. They can erase software, erase data. What's data, incidentally, folks?
Raw facts.
Data?
Raw facts.
Raw facts and figures, right? Is software data? No, it's not. Software is not data. Software is actually programming lines of code or instructions. Everybody follow? Everybody with it? So a Trojan horse virus disguises itself as something it's not. The user thinks it's something innocent. It's not innocent. It's going to execute the software. It's going to replicate. So you guys know. Here's a Microsoft Word document. Microsoft Word document says, uh-oh. Here we have the Microsoft Word document. Microsoft Word document says, uh-oh, you're going to open up and make copies, huh? And destroy some things. That's what a virus does. It attaches itself to the principal program. We follow. The next virus we're going to talk about is a polymorphic virus. Polymorphic.
That's the bad boy right there, right?
Polymorphic, that's the bad boy. Now, to understand what a polymorphic virus is, we must understand what a viral signature is. A viral signature is actually programming lines of code that's associated with a certain virus. We have antivirus software or antivirus programs which identifies certain viruses by this programming code. So we have this antivirus program, software. Anybody have Norton or McAfee at home? Anybody? Who does? Who has Norton? 1, 2, 3. Who has McAfee? 1. Anybody have inoculated? That's me. I have inoculated. It's all personal preference. We're going to talk about personal preference with antivirus software a little later on. So we have our antivirus software scanning our hard disk that's running. Okay? It's scanning our hard disk. It says, uh-oh, I recognize this programming line of code. That's that worm virus that came out last week. I better stop it. I better tell the user. I better alert the user that there's a virus on the system. A polymorphic virus can actually change its footprint or its viral signature. It can change its programming line of code. Confusing an antivirus program. Enabling it, or not enabling the antivirus program to lock on. Because it's constantly changing its programming code. What's a viral signature, folks? Someone want to tell me? I'll take a hand. Art.
Certain line of code that represents the virus in particular.
A certain line of code that represents the virus in particular. Excellent. So polymorphic viruses changes this line of code. It mutates, right?
Absolutely.
Good. Everybody follow.
It's hard to lock on to.
Hard to lock on. It changes this programming line of code. So this antivirus software cannot lock on. So we have software protecting us from other bits and pieces of software. It's kind of an interesting class, an interesting presentation because of such. Now that we know what a polymorphic virus is,
Why is it
Check your
messed
makeup.
up?
let's take a look at the consultant's task. Our group of consultants. The virus swept through the routers of Vicky's network. It then traveled deep within, slipping by all blockades, eventually taking down her server room. What type of virus infected Vicky's network? Our consultant groups, you guys, who wants to answer?
We
Gina?
believe it would be a worm virus.
Worm virus, right. Because notice how the virus worms itself deeper and deeper in the system here, till it gets to the server room. Notice the red PCs are the infected PCs. The virus slips through and worms itself deeper and deeper through network security holes, open doors, open ports. That's the function of a virus. Excellent. It's suspected that the intruder placed this virus on the network. Where and what can be suggested to add to this network to prevent further hacking?
A firewall before the hub.
Very good. A firewall right here to stop this hacker from coming in and planting these viruses, or to stop him from coming in and messing up your files, stealing information. Again, these viruses can be very deadly. They can destroy your hard drive, destroy data, destroy files, and all of the above. Excellent. Administrators. This network was nailed by a virus that traveled through the network via a Microsoft Word document and email. Everybody read and passed on to others consensually. What type of virus does this point to?
A macro.
A macros virus. Very good. It's in that Microsoft Word document in the macros programming language. Subnets B and C argue that Bob was formerly imprisoned for hacking, and he probably sent the virus from LAN A since he was working at the time of infection. Nobody else on LAN A was damaged by the virus, further leading other employees to believe Bob is up to his old tricks as a rogue employee. After careful consideration on the design of the network, you decide to start your investigation. Is Bob still a suspect?
No, because the NetBully is non-routable.
Very good. Notice he couldn't get past the router here. How's he going to infect B and C? Bob was clean this time. He's running from NetBully here. He can't get past the router. He can't send them guys email. It came from the internet source this way. There's no firewall, no anything here. NetBully can't see past the router. He couldn't have gotten to B and C. Very good. Excellent. And let's see what the help desk group had to say. Jane received a call at the help desk. The user explained she downloaded a file named Boss's Monitor while her boss was monitoring the network using simple network management protocol from a remote location in Nebraska. Now her system is hanging and some programs have been erased. Jane calls the boss on his cell and finds he was at a business meeting in New York City at the time of the download. What type of attack or virus was planted? Or the help desk?
We determined that it was a Trojan horse.
A Trojan horse. Why?
Because it disguised itself under the auspices of boss.
Exactly. And the boss was in New York City at the time of the download. He wasn't the one monitoring the network. Very good, Trojan horse. From the diagram above, where most likely did the intrusion come from? Did it occur from path A, B, C, or did it come from within the mesh topology network? Debbie.
Okay, after much consideration, we determined that it came from path A.
Well, let's take a look at path A. What's blocking path A here?
The router.
What's a router, folks?
Gateway.
Firewall. So he couldn't have come from path A. But you guys were on it. You got it half right, and that's good. Let's look at path B. What's blocking?
Firewall.
How about
Firewall.
blocking? So it had to come from within the network. Plus, look, this PC right here isn't infected with the virus. Usually it would hit this and start to spread on down, right? Notice it started within the network. You see? You see how that got cleared up now? Everybody understand? Very good. Okay, good job, guys. Excellent. Good job. Excellent.
We missed the
Excellent.
question now, man.
Okay.
Yeah, should have read them all.
All right, let's hit the lights. So, folks, what's a viral signature? Someone give me a hand. Viral signature, yes.
It's a programming line of code.
It's a programming line of code that each virus is associated with, right? It's how our antivirus software locks on. Who makes viruses, computers or humans?
Humans.
Humans, right. Very good, very good. Which type of virus worms itself deep into the network?
The worm.
Okay. Which virus goes in disguise?
Trojan.
Very good. You guys did an excellent job. You getting ready for that IT workplace?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and let's take a break and let this all absorb.